Hi everyone, welcome back to Queen G's Recipes, and today we are making double chocolate scones. You heard me, so good, so delicious, easy to make. Let's not waste any more time, let's go make them. So let me show you how we make these. So let's start making our double chocolate scones. Into a bowl you want to add in some flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Just throw it right in there. Just try not to make a mess. Now add in some unsweetened cocoa powder and add it in there. Now we will whisk until combined. Now we add in our sugar and brown sugar. Throw it in there. We'll add in some milk, some heavy cream, 1 large egg, and of course some vanilla extract for some extra flavor. You can do this in your standing mixer or you can use a handheld machine. I'm using my little dough attachments here. So mix until combined. Now we are ready to add in our cold cubed butter. I like to place mine in the freezer 15 minutes before I'm ready to use it. So cube it, throw it in there, and then you are ready to add this into your mixture here. This will give us such flaky scones, so it's worth doing the extra step. Now, if I can get this out of here, that would be great. Okay. Now we are ready to mix our mixture here. I'm still using my dough hook, and we are going to mix until we see little specks of butter throughout our dough. I will show you what it looks like once we get there. So start mixing. This is what your scone dough should look like. It's going to be very firm, as you can see, and you can see little specks of butter throughout, and that's perfectly fine. And now, of course, this is not chocolatey enough, so we are going to add in some semi-sweet chocolate chips. Okay. Now, I think it's going to be better I still use my machine here, just to somewhat incorporate the chocolate chips into the batter. Okay, we have a few more steps until we are completely ready to bake these. Now we are going to flour our counter, and we are going to form a disc that is about 8 inches. Now make sure you put enough flour on your counter. Don't put too much, but not too little, just the perfect amount. This seems to be perfect. So now we place our scone dough here. If you could just smell this now, you would probably pass out. It is so good. Now make sure you are preheating your oven in the meantime. Preheat to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't forget. Now take a knife or a dough scraper and just cut your dough in half, just roughly. We're just trying to make our scones a little flakier. Place it on top of the other half, okay? Now we form our disc. So about 8 inches. You don't want to make it bigger than that, but you also don't have to get out your measuring tape, so just roughly. You want to make sure that you have a cookie sheet or baking sheet that has been lined with some parchment paper so you can start placing your scones. You could make round scones with a cookie cutter, but I'm just going to make triangles. That's my favorite way of making them. So we are going to split our dough into 8 scones. If you place your little scraper here into some flour, it's much easier to cut your scones. Just a little tip. I have my cookie sheet here ready with my parchment paper. Oven is preheating. And now before we move on, I just want to show you, I have an egg wash here, which is just 1 egg and a small amount of milk, about a teaspoon, and we are going to whisk. Carefully take your scones and place them on your prepared cookie sheet. Now look at these, oh my goodness. Ready? Now we are ready to brush our egg wash on top of our scones. My scones baked for exactly 16 minutes, and now I allowed them to cool on a cooling rack for about 45 minutes. And now, of course, we are not going to stop here. We are going to make a chocolate glaze. So let's make it. In a bowl, you want to place some powdered sugar, unsweetened cocoa powder, and some salt. And we are going to add in some half and half cream. You will need about 2 to 3 tablespoons, depending on how you want your consistency. So you don't want it to be too thin, but you don't want it to be too thick. So I will let you know how much I use. So let's add little by little and mix as we go. 1 tablespoon and whisk. Oh, no, definitely not enough. But keep on mixing. 1 more tablespoon. Whisk again. We're going to throw it all in there, so about 3 tablespoons. Okay, so our consistency is still a little thick, so I'm going to add about another half of a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon into this. So you want your chocolate glaze at a consistency that you can place into a piping bag and drizzle, or you can just use a spoon and drizzle. So this seems perfect to me. 3 to 4 tablespoons of half and half cream is the perfect amount. Now let's place this luscious chocolate glaze on top of our scones. Now drizzle until your heart's content. Now these are double chocolate scones. You want to allow them to sit for about 20 minutes so that your chocolate glaze will set. Just kidding, we're gonna try one right now. But for real, you need to allow them to set. I just won't be allowing them to set because I need to dig in right away. I'm not gonna say another word. You need to make them, bake these, you're gonna love them. Make sure you make the sauce. The glaze just makes them over the top special, and that's all I have to say. Full recipe in description. I'll see you in the next one.